Tonight, family and friends gathered to remember a 14-year-old girl gunned down on Indy's east side this week. 14-year-old Kaleiah Dean was killed Thursday night in a shooting near 32nd and Emerson. Police have not released any information about a suspect responsible for her killing.
Is it possible for a community caught in the cycle of youth gun violence to break free? Envision a community rife with tragedy, the sudden demise of a lively adolescent's life mere blocks from the residents' haven of safety. A community was left on edge as the sounds of gunfire broke the calm of the evening. Can this tale of loss and tragedy serve as a spark for change at a time when safety becomes a top priority? Meet Kaleiah Dean, a vibrant person whose goals and aspirations were suddenly dashed on November 16th. The grief of a family was increased and Indianapolis Metropolitan Police responded to a call on North Emerson Avenue and discovered a critically injured boy and a lifeless teenager inside a car. Why does youth gun violence persist? This year, Indianapolis has seen 23 juvenile victims of gun violence. Come along as we explore this story of suffering, the community's cry for help, and their unwavering quest for change in the face of hopelessness. Several residents residing in the neighborhood off 32nd Street expressed serious concerns about safety. They highlighted the area's unsafe, especially following the tragic incident where a 14-year-old was shot and killed just a few buildings away on a Thursday evening. This unfortunate event worsened the overall unease among the residents, emphasizing the urgent need for increased safety measures in the community. Her family reminisces about her vibrant spirit and vivid personality. Described as a bright and free-spirited child, she exuded a sense of openness and an unrestrained, carefree nature. Her family cherished her for being full of life and positivity, creating cherished memories filled with love and joy. Neighborhood. Welcome to Off the Wall Crimes, Lost Souls Edition. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified of more off-the-wall crime stories. A 14-year-old, Kaleiah Dean was an excellent and ambitious girl who brought brightness and drive to every aspect of her life. She was excited about what lay ahead of her while attending Arsenal Technical High School. Even though Kaleiah's older sister had died from gun violence only 2 years prior, she was determined to maintain her strength and focus. Sadly, at around 7 p.m. on November 16th, tragedy struck once more. After responding to a call on North Emerson Avenue, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police discovered a 15-year-old male who was critically injured and an unconscious teenage girl in a car. This terrible incident caught everyone off guard and brought even more sorrow into Kaleiah's life.
No matter how hardened our officers get, there's no way to prepare them for seeing young lives being lost and shot. And there's continuous toll. And over the years, it builds and builds and builds. And it's super stressful for the officers. It's super stressful for the communities. It's horrible all the way around.
The police are investigating the circumstances behind the shooting. Notably, this isn't the first time the family has been affected by gun violence. In May 2021, 21-year-old Daisha Young was shot and killed at an apartment complex in Indianapolis, impacting her younger sister Kaleiah, who now mourns the loss of her sister and, tragically, her own death 2 years later. Kaleah's death marks the 23rd homicide involving a juvenile victim in Indianapolis this year and the second in this neighborhood since November 12. Another student from Arsenal Technical High School, Janiyah Carr, was also killed on November 1st in Indianapolis. Residents in the area expressed concerns about the neighborhood's safety, citing previous shootings and damages to their homes. Community activists emphasized the need for parental involvement to prevent youth violence. A balloon release ceremony was held in the parking lot where Kaleiah lost her life, gathering friends and family to honor her memory. Her uncle, who supports tougher gun control laws to protect future generations, is confused by the disturbing reality of youth gun violence, which has contributed to at least 22 juvenile homicides in Indianapolis this year. The family's grief has been made worse by the police's lack of communication, which leaves them with unresolved issues that only the shooter can answer. Justice is complicated because of the general absence of engagement on the streets. leading to calls for community support to speak up and put a conclusion to the situation. Concerned about the neighborhood's ongoing violence, Isaac Harris highlights the need to preserve young lives, expressing the same desire to keep his own daughter safe. The rise in juvenile gun violence makes us stop and consider how important it is to give kids the opportunity to grow up without early exposure to adult conflict. Kaleiah was the third student to die as a result of violence this year, and Arsenal Tech High School is in mourning. Following the tragic deaths of Kaleiah and her older sister Darisha, the bereaved family continues to search for justice and closure despite the lack of knowledge about the motives and potential suspects. Darisha's father started a non-profit organization to provide counseling and support groups to families impacted by gun violence. When he learned about Kaleiah's death last Thursday, time seemed to stand still for him, leaving him lost and at a loss for words. Young resonates deeply with the emotions shared by many families in central Indiana, underscoring the significance of Riri's place as a refuge where he no longer endures the pain alone. Utilizing his own experiences of grief, he aims to extend solace and understanding to others navigating similar loss. Although currently exclusive to men, Young envisions Riri's place expanding to embrace everyone affected by gun violence, acknowledging the individuality in how each person processes such losses. He emphasizes the necessity of this space as a sanctuary, devoid of judgment, where individuals can freely express their emotions. For Young, the imperative remains clear: putting an end to these tragic losses prompts the question of why and underscores the pressing need for change. Kaleiah's tragic death brings forth numerous moral lessons for both the community and society at large. Firstly, it underscores the devastating impact of youth gun violence, urging immediate and concerted efforts to prevent such heartrending incidents. The incident also highlights the pivotal role of community safety measures, emphasizing the need for collective vigilance and proactive steps to ensure neighborhoods remain safe spaces. Moreover, the dire need for robust support systems and counseling for victims and affected families becomes apparent, stressing the significance of empathy and assistance in coping with such traumas. Kaleiah's story becomes a rallying cry for advocacy, advocating for stricter gun control laws and initiatives addressing the root causes of youth violence. Additionally, her untimely demise prompts reflection on the protection of childhood innocence and the importance of shielding young individuals from the harsh realities of adult conflicts and violence. Above all, her tragedy stresses the importance of community engagement, urging collective support, awareness raising, and proactive measures to prevent future incidents of youth violence and protect the sanctity of every life. I extend my deepest sympathies and heartfelt condolences during this incredibly challenging time. Losing someone as vibrant and spirited as Kaleiah is a profound tragedy that leaves a void impossible to fill. Her light and vivacity touched the lives of many, and her untimely departure has left a lasting impact on the community. May you find solace in the cherished memories you hold dear, in the laughter shared, and in the love she brought into your lives. As you navigate this profound loss, I hope you find comfort in the support and love surrounding you. Please know that you are in our thoughts, and we stand beside you, offering strength and support in any way we can during this difficult period. Thanks for watching Off the Wall Crimes, Lost Souls Edition. Please stay safe out there, and see you guys in the next video.